going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check, and quiet because it's in the middle of the night and I'm tired, but I should do something, so I thought I'd do something silly. This is where we're supposed to do, holiday wishes, end of year stuff, end of year like wrestling wrap-ups, best top 10, whatever for the year. How do you sum up the whole year in one podcast or one episode or one video? And everybody does it. It's usually the easiest piece of content you can do if you're a content creator. I suck at it, to be perfectly honest with you. How do you sum up a whole year in one episode or one pod? Or how do you choose 5 or 6 different matches? Or how do you pick your 3 or 5 or 7 favorite moments? And how do you talk about what you've done that year as a creator? How do you thank all the people you're supposed to thank and all that kind of thing? I'm terrible and horrible at that kind of thing. So unless I get somebody on here with me and like, hey, let's pick 10 matches and dive into it and have a conversation, I always mean to do sort of an end of year pod wrap up, 2025 in review, and I never end up getting around to it. So that's not exactly what this is. I was handed something a little bit creative or something a little bit silly to give me an excuse to come up and make a pod. So we're going to get into that silly thing in a second, but it does give me as good an excuse as any to sort of half-ass an end of year episode, end of year pod. Jake and I will be back next week to talk about the first episodes we're looking forward to in January, but I'm going to count that as a January pod. Sorry, through most of the holiday season, I've also had little or no voice. I was feeling pretty crappy through my birthday. Thank you to all of you who sent me birthday wishes. That was really awesome. That was really fantastic. I had a lovely steak, even though I didn't have much of a voice. And we've done the Christmas thing. I've done the family thing. I've, seen the family, seen the friends, given my nieces and nephews presents that are mostly horror related that got me bad looks from the in-laws and all that sort of fun stuff. And for those of you out there wondering, the only wrestling related piece of merchandise that I got this year was from my younger brother, who's become more of the IWC in the past couple of years, so we've freshly indoctrinated him, and that's fine. I gave him a Dirty Dom shirt for Christmas, and he gave me a Mae Young action figure, and I think that's fucking fantastic. So we've done the Christmas thing. Everybody's gone home, everybody else is asleep, and I'm here talking to you guys. So 2025 has been a lot of fun. 2025 has brought a lot of debates, and the people that hate WWE really hate WWE, and the people that think AEW is still a thing think AEW is still a thing, and the people that laugh at TNA are still laughing at TNA. So what can I say about 2025 that hasn't already been said? The John Cena thing has come and gone. We've got some new stars coming out of the year: Leon Slater, Javon Evans, Braun Breaker, Stephanie Vacour, Tatum Paxley, Trick Williams, Obafemi. Lots of people have come over. Joe Hendry's come over. Jordan Grace has come over. Ricky Saints, Mariah May. Speaking of Mariah May, we got an accidental new champion towards the end of the year in Thea Hale, and Thea Hale's another one that's a lot of fun. CM Punk still seems to stir the pot, and over on the other side, we do have a couple people worth watching, like your Will Ospreays, your Darby Allins. Jon Moxley isn't what most people want him to be, but Jon Moxley is what he is, and that pisses people off, and that gives us a lot of entertainment. And TNA, whether you want to admit it or not, has got their TV deal coming up next year. They've got this deal going with WWE/NXT that's doing all kinds of really, really cool stuff. You've heard me and Jake talk about a lot of it, and there's a lot of stuff to look forward to next year. We're going to get on here. I'm going to be much more energized when we talk about that stuff next year, but it's been a good year for the channel, for the pod. You guys know I'm not monetized here. I do it for fun. All the credit in the world to my buddy Jake, my co-host, who did just, I think I mentioned it a while ago, he achieved his YouTube partnership not too long ago. Not a single person in this community I can think of that deserves it more. So everything starts and stops with Jake, with my co-host, who, disappeared on us for a little bit, came back, rejoined me on this channel, and has helped me no end on this channel and has really, especially in 2025, helped me make this channel what it is. Can't thank him enough for that. Can't thank him enough for having me over on his side where he does the live stuff. Cody's also in the mix there, so shout out to Cody as well. Cody's also joined us here, as you know. In the background, still shooting the shit with our buddy GUAPO. Haven't had him back on the channel in a while. Really, really good guy. Going back to Jake and all of his community that have obviously overlapped with my community and joined the chat, and we've started doing the, not live shows, but the live premieres where I've gotten to talk to all you guys in the chat, which has been a really good thing for me this year, to actually get to talk to some of you guys and thank you guys for listening, watching my show, etc. And the other element, the other really cool thing over the past year and a bit was I peeked my head over onto the Wrestling for Life side of things. If you guys have watched this channel for any length of time, you'll know, especially in the last year or so, I've said, go check out these guys. They do like really kick-ass live streams. KJ, Big Nick. I've chatted off and on with both of them, along with Ringsider Anthony and the Geek Box as well. What they do is fantastic. They're killing it at what they do. They cover more wrestling than anybody, and a lot of their community have come over to my side and checked out what I'm doing over here as well. So huge shout out to Jake and all his community. Big shout out to KJ, Big Nick, Geekbox, Ringsider Anthony, everybody over at the Wrestling for Life Network, who are awesome and have established a hell of a great community over there that they should be proud of. To the ones from there that have come to hang out here as well, thank you as well. And that brings me to, you know, the kind of silly, stupid, random thing that gave me a reason to talk today, and it's nothing of anything. We've gotten over the Christmas season, and Christmas and wrestling, it's a weird thing, because Christmas it's a gimmicky thing for wrestling to play with, and wrestling now more than ever is making sure that the wrestlers can actually go home and be with their family and do all the cool stuff that they couldn't do before. Nobody's performing live on a Christmas Day episode of Monday Night Raw anymore, which is awesome. On the other side of the coin, it gives us 3 or 4 weeks of pre-recorded TV, spoiled TV, and TV where we aren't necessarily, like, the wheels aren't exactly falling off of the wagon, and the wagon's not exactly on fire. Doesn't mean there's not content to watch in our community, in the YWC, IWC, the WFU, the online fan community as a whole, whatever you want to call it. And as per mentioned already, the Wrestling for Life guys, they're off doing their own Christmas stuff as well, but they put up basically their version of, you know, turn on your TV, switch to a specific channel, and there is, you know, the artificial campfire. Well, they've done their own version of that with some Christmas music in the background. They left the chat open, and basically the way I described it was they created a cool clubhouse for us to all hang out in, and they just left the door open. So after Christmas Eve, after I worked a shift at work that was supposed to end at 3:30 and didn't end until 7:15, got home, didn't do very much, had a Christmas Eve dinner, and hopped into the Wrestling for Life guys chat just to see who was hanging out, to see if it was everybody, to see if it was nobody, shoot the shit with people before I went to bed. And in my tired state, I sort of threw out the joke, well, it's Christmas, and everybody's talking about Christmas movies and Christmas, you know, Christmas traditions. Oh, what's a movie that you watch? What's a show that you go back and watch? What's your, you know, Christmas holiday guilty pleasure? All that kind of conversation. And I jokingly threw out the question of, well, we're kind of out here in a wrestling sphere, like, how many people would we need to make a Christmas Rumble? And then some of the mainstays of the Wrestling for Life network chat hopped in. KJ himself was there, MDB999 was there, and Bradley was there. And if I've forgotten anybody else, it was basically the 4 of us, but if I've forgotten anybody else, I am very, very sorry. We actually did build up 30 people. We did create the definitive fictional Christmas Royal Rumble. And I couldn't let that go without, A, giving Wrestling for Life guys the credit, because they gave me the space to have this ridiculous conversation, but also share it with you guys, because it's ridiculous. And if there's one other thing I talk about on this channel other than wrestling, it is movies, specifically weird movies. And in the fictional movie sense, nothing other than Halloween, obviously, no other holiday presents itself with potential, how can I say this? Potential, like, scary themes, weird themes. You can do a really, really nice Christmas movie, or you can do a Christmas movie that gets, dark and dank pretty friggin' quick. Look at things like Black Christmas. Look at a movie that I saw for the first time this year called It's a Wonderful Knife, which is ridiculous in all the best ways. Gremlins is a Christmas movie. What's it called? Prometheus is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is obviously a Christmas movie, etc. And then there's the actual Christmas movies. But if you look at Christmas, and you're a horror fan like me, it's dark, it's cold, people feel isolated, fictional characters are breaking into your house via the chimney and eating your food and leaving things without your knowledge, and it's all happening at night, it's all happening in the dark, it's all happening under this fantastical shroud. So it does provide fodder for some pretty fucked up movies, as well as the feel-good, wholesome, like, stuff that we grew up on when we were kids. So shout out to the Wrestling for Life Network. Shout out to everybody that supports this channel. Shout out to everybody in the Wrestling for Life Network chat that contributed to this. Like I say, I know Bradley was in there. I know MDB was in there. KJ was in there for a bit. I know that the whole hangout thing in general was Big Nick's idea, so shout out to Big Nick as well. But I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to leave you with thank you to everybody that watches me, listens to me, has ever downloaded a podcast, has ever popped up a video, to anybody that has ever been on the show. I'm talking Jake, I'm talking Cody, I'm talking Guapo, I'm talking about OK Fabe back in the day, I'm talking about all kinds of different people. Kristen, when I was doing more movie stuff with her, and even people before that I've fallen out with. Doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the time that you spent when you were here. If you've ever been on here with me, if you've ever passed on a link, if you've ever hit like, if you've ever hit share, if you've ever hit subscribe, if you've ever hit retweet, if you've ever left a comment, if you've ever participated in the games that I used to have on here and might bring back if people want them, just wanted to say quick thank you to everybody that participates on this channel. Quick thank you to everybody that supports this channel, and I'd love to take us even higher in 2026. But without any further ado, the definitive 2025 Festive Rumble. Santa Claus, Jesus Christ, Krampus, Jack Skellington, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Jack Frost, Gizmo, John McClane, Mr. Hanky, Kevin McAllister, The Grinch, Ebenezer Scrooge, Batman, but stay with me, Batman, the Penguin, and Catwoman. If you know, you know. Edward Scissorhands, Iron Man, Clark Griswold, Art the Clown, Yukon Cornelius, RoboCop, Rocky Balboa, Ralphie, Mrs. Claus, the tag team of Harry and Marv, the conductor from the Polar Express, Cindy Lou who went on to become the lead singer for The Pretty Reckless. A little piece of trivia for you. And number 30 would have been Bad Santa if he wasn't kneecapped by Charlie Brown. Good grief. Good night. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. See you in 2026. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys.